Are you actually open to receive? Here's the thing. I see so many people trying to manifest abundance. You're doing your journaling, you are chanting and doing affirmations, you are doing all of the things. And it's maybe working, but not to the degree that you would like. And you're like, what is even happening here? The question I always ask is, are you actually open to receive the things that you are calling in? Whether that's relationships, money, opportunities. Most people will immediately say, yeah, I'm open to receive. But the thing is, you're not energetically. Your conscious mind is like, yes, I want this. But there are pieces of you that are not actually open and available to it. It has to do with your nervous system. It has to do with your energetic shields. It has to do with your energetic capacity, as well as your physical capacity and your subconscious mind and your body and how safe it feels and so many things. I want to talk about that today, and I want to help you really realize if you are open to receive and give you some actual practical things that you can check in on, because this is absolutely key to you getting more of those things that you are desiring. If we haven't met yet, I'm Casey. I help people really activate their soul gifts and share them with the world. And I work very specifically with spiritual entrepreneurs, lightworkers, healers, and luminaries who are here to help. And most of you, me included, are so busy being of service and giving and giving and giving that we're not always actually open to receive, and that puts us out of balance. There is supposed to be a reciprocity where it's like, I give and then I receive. So it's this infinite loop, or it could be this way. And if you're always giving, 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 that side of the loop is going to be huge. Give, 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 give. And if your receiving is like this, it's going to crash. It's all going to come down. You're not being replenished. And so we have to get over this idea, this insidious program that so many of us have been installed with, that we should be wanting just enough to get by, right? Because just enough so that you're not being greedy, just enough so that it's not unfair. This program is keeping us stuck in scarcity, because the idea of more than enough or overflowing abundance, whether again that's money, opportunity, support, whatever it is going to be terrifying and make us subconsciously feel like we're going to be bad people. So we get to rewire our body, our nervous system, our entire energetic field to really be open to receive, to have that reciprocity, the infinite flow of energy from the universe, through other people, through whatever it is, through us, in the way we're not getting just enough. We are getting more than enough, and we are able to give from the overflow. That's what makes us more effective, more efficient, and actually able to do the things that we're here to do. Because I know you have big plans. I know on your heart you are like, I look at the world and I think we could do better, and I'm supposed to help. But you can't help if you are living in scarcity. And the energy of just enough, so we're not being greedy, that is actually scarcity, because it's so close to the line of enough. It's just enough. It's just over that, or maybe just under what would actually be really comfortable. And comfort feels like a foreign concept sometimes. So when I realized that I wasn't open to receive, I was shocked, because I thought I was. Now that I know the difference, I can feel it intuitively, energetically, psychically. I can feel it in myself, and I can feel it in other people. But again, until you felt it and until you felt the difference, you're just like, yeah, I'm open to receive. So this is the piece. When I'm open to receive, honestly, clients come to me effortlessly, as if by magic. Synchronicities happen. I am relaxed, I am open, I feel connected, I feel supported. And yet when I'm not open to receive, I shut it down, and everything that I'm trying to do, everything I'm trying to create, everything I'm trying to manifest, the money, the people, the connections, it feels so hard, because at the root of it, I'm not actually energetically available. More would overwhelm me. I bet you've been there too, where you're like, I need more money, but I just actually can't work anymore. I'm really spent. I don't have time to do more. And so more would feel like too much. That's when the idea of abundance can actually put us into scarcity. It can scare us. Scarcity? Scare city. It's the energy that where we feel fear in, where there's too much or not enough. It's not just right. It doesn't feel good. And that's actually a frequency bandwidth. So I want to just frame for you how I conceive of it psychically and intuitively. There's a frequency bandwidth, which contains a whole bunch of different feelings, emotions, experiences down here called scarcity, where fear, separation, survival, all of those things exist. There's not enough. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and you have to fight to survive it. It's terrifying. The frequency of abundance lives up here. This bandwidth is where there is more than enough. But this frequency is also where all possibilities lie. The frequency of abundance is where information, opportunities, money, like gratitude, all of these things exist, and these feel very incompatible. You actually can't be in both frequencies at the same time. They take a completely different energy in your body, and humans are radio or frequency transceivers, meaning we can both send out signals and we can receive them. But when we're in the scarcity bandwidth, because we're feeling lack, we're feeling fear, we're feeling restriction, we can really only easily tune into the energy that's in this area here. Whereas when we're in that frequency of abundance, we can tune into all of the possibilities. And you know how they say you can't actually solve a problem from the level of consciousness that created it? And by they, I mean Albert Einstein actually said that. This is what I'm talking about. In the feeling of frequency bandwidth of scarcity, we're looking at the problems. It feels heavy, it feels dense. And the solutions lie up here, where we are connected to everything. This is where our intuition works. This is where we can get the downloads from the universe. So when we're not open to receive, it's typically because we have been afraid. And our nervous system and our entire body's defense system has actually put up these shields, these energetic shields around us that are protecting us. So it's a beautiful thing to be protected, and it's so cool that your body can do that. But the issue becomes when you don't ever take them down. Like you have a scare and you leave them up, and your nervous system becomes dysregulated because we're living in this chronic state of fight or flight and anxiety, because our nervous system was actually designed to have these things like to help you run away from a predator, a tiger, or a looming, charging predator, or a fire where it was active and it was urgent. Not these low-level stresses that we deal with all of the time, where we can be stuck in this fight or flight feeling of not being safe, always needing to fight for our survival. So when we have these energetic shields up, we actually don't have access to the frequency of abundance. On a very physical level, when our nervous system is in fight or flight, we actually have all resources diverted to survival. So that means our digestive system doesn't work as well, our immune system, all of our healing functions. So we start to get sick, and then we really can be fighting for survival. We're not digesting food as well, but it's also diverted from your brain and your higher cognitive functions, everything that's outside of the low level instinctual, escape, survive kind of stuff. So you don't have access to your better analytical tools, your creativity, your logic, your reason. That's why when you were spinning and you're like, oh my gosh, and somebody goes, oh, you can just do this. You go, oh, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? You couldn't. It's like you're cut off from that higher level accessibility. So if we have our shields up, we are in this dysregulated fight or flight state. And when it becomes chronic, instead of just literally to survive, then it's really a problem. And it's very, very hard to be totally open to receive those miracles, those manifestations, those things that you're calling in, and be magnetic to them. So if you got your shields up, you can be calling it in, doing all of the rituals, all of the magic, and it's just gonna bounce off the freaking shields. It's just gonna bounce right off, and the universe is like, I'm trying to bring you this, but you're not receiving it because you don't actually have this availability. The other piece to that is sometimes we just don't have physical space in our energetic field. When I tune into most people, they're holding their energy super close to their body. Like, I'm talking sometimes right at skin level or just inches away. So it's, a human shaped little energy field. And when you do that, because again, it has felt unsafe, so you pulled everything in because it wasn't safe to be all big, you don't have room. You don't have room for the miracles, for the manifestations, for the downloads, for the money, for the relationship to actually come and land, because those things need more space energetically. What you can do is create the safety inside of yourself by expanding this field out, but not on your own. I love to teach people a practice where they are connected to the universal energies, to Gaia, the earth, and to the cosmos, and run these energies through us, and then from that place have them expand the field out. I actually teach this inside my free Energy Upgrade Academy, inside a little lesson called the Sparkle Field Activation. And this is one that you can do, and you can just go into the notes and sign up for the free Energy Upgrade Academy, the Frequency Upgrade Academy, where you can learn a few tools to really help upgrade your frequency to be in that bandwidth or energy field of abundance, and learn how to feel safe being open to receive. That piece around having the shields up and having your energy too tight for you also cuts us off from the infinite abundance and energy flow that is supposed to flow from source and from the earth through us. So that means that infinite flow is not actually going through us. It is cut off by all of this shielding. That means you have to run off battery power instead of being open and available and having that flow from source. You're running off your own battery power, and that also is not meant to last. You have to plug back in, and so many people are walking around completely disconnected, completely unplugged, and that means that they're going to be run down, and that's going to affect you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like all of the ways. So these tools that I teach inside the free Energy Upgrade Academy, I called it Energy Again Frequency, same kind of thing, are going to help you learn how to reconnect, have that divine flow, and then be able to open and create more space in your field. And when your field opens and you've got all this room, that's again when there's room for the bigger things to come and drop in, the ones that you are calling in, the ones that you are like just praying for, manifesting, like all of your heart's and soul desires need room to land. There's one other thing that, actually there's many other things, but one other thing I want to talk about that I also see, and that is people being uncomfortable with being supported themselves. Again, because they're so used to being the rock, being the one who is supporting. You're always in giver mode and you don't know how to receive, and it feels foreign or uncomfortable. And you can identify this in so many ways. A symptom of this might be, someone tells you, you look amazing, or they really like your shirt, and you deflect the compliment. You're like, oh no, this whole thing? No, I need a haircut. Like, no, I didn't get much sleep. And you can't even receive a freaking compliment. So if that is you, and that has been me, I had to learn how to do this, by the way, that is a place to start. Start opening to receive when someone is offering you a gift. You don't have to take every single gift that someone offers you, but this is a great way to practice. And also, when people are offering support, do you go, oh, no, that's okay, I've got it? Or do you allow people to help you? And I know sometimes their help is not actually wanted or required, and sometimes it's because it's legitimately going to be faster or easier for you to do it, or they're going to do it the wrong way, so you just want to do it right. But when you are constantly saying, no, I don't need anything, I don't need support, stop asking, regardless of whether it's coming from a place of it's just easier or faster for me to do it alone, or it's from a hyper independent trauma response like I had, where I was not feeling available to let anyone help me because that would make me like not perfect somehow, and then people might see me as less than, and all of these weird things. Regardless of where it's coming from, it's blocking the ability to receive and for the universe or source or people to support you and share. So one of my mentors always says, whenever someone asks if they can help her, she goes, "I'm sure you can." And she will find a way for them to help, even if she just asks them to hold space. Like, "I'm sure you can. Can you just hold space for this to go well for me?" Or like just finding something for them to do, even if it's not a real thing. Or, "Can you just wish me well? Can you just send me good vibes?" Like, that's enough. And then you're just opening to receive. And everything you do that opens you up to receive is basically teaching your energy field it's safe to receive, and it's sending a message out that, hey, you are available to receive more. You are available for the support of the universe. You are available for the support of the divine. You're available from the support of other people, right? And also you can ask for freaking help. It could be from real people in your life, but also the divine, your luminous team. So much of the work that I do with lightworkers and healers is reconnecting them to the support that's always available to them, to the team members, your guides, your council members, Star Nations brothers and sisters, beings of light. There are legions of light beings around us at our disposal, just waiting for us to be like, "Hey, can I get your support? Can I get your love? Can I get some connection here?" Your luminous ancestors, your aspects of your multidimensional self, like gods, goddesses, ascended masters, whatever level and layer, like they're there and they're available. Source, the divine, is so honored. Gaia herself, the elements, they would love to connect with you. They would love to support you. They would love to serve you because, again, they are just ready and waiting. And we can feel guilty or bad about that. Like, there's this weird thing we can get about asking for help. Like, I should be able to do it on my own. No, you shouldn't. Clear, cancel, delete that program out of your brain, because we are not meant to do it on our own. We are here to be in co-creation and have that reciprocal energy and be okay with the idea of having more than enough. Because if you're like me and you have big dreams and big plans and you've got an impact that you want to create, if you are doing it from the energy of just having enough and scarcity and survival, then you're not going to be able to have the energy or the resources to do that thing for very long. You will burn out. So learning how to come into overflow where you fully receive until you are filled up and then you give, that is a freaking game changer. And that is the number one thing I help my clients with, being able to open to receive, to be in overflow from people, in money, like finances, but also from their team, from the divine. So the divine is a great place to start, because if you can receive that energy, it will refuel you and fill you up with so much magical divine love light that everything is easier and you're able to give from that place of overflow. If I were to ask you if you have ever asked money or life or the universe or the divine to flow through you and fill you up and like, honestly, this might sound crazy, but like make love to you, like have a good time so you can celebrate and feel supported and connected. Like, if you've never done that, I really highly suggest you try it. And if that sounds like, whoa, way too much, like I could never, well, that's where you got to start, because of course you can. You were born worthy and nothing has changed, right? All newborns born worthy. Your worth is inherent in you. And you have to really start to understand your value and your service, which a lot of people get confused with their worth. It's not based upon how much you can output, but how much you are able to bring in so that you can output is going to be based upon how worthy you believe you are of the support. And so I like to get around this weird thing that we can have of like, no, I need to give before I can receive, is to really flip it in my brain and say, the more that I receive support, the more I'm able to give, the more I'm able to be of service, the more I can show up for my clients, the more I can show up and create free content. Because when I don't have the energy, because I am overwhelmed, stressed out, don't have enough, and I feel unsupported in any area of my life, it takes my energy and I just can't do as much. The more money I make, the more money I can give. The more that I have, the more that I am able to do. And I want you to understand that this is just so important for us to create in the new paradigm as light workers and people who are here to be of service. Learning to open to receive so you can be reconnected to the divine flow, come into overflow, and then be of service to the world. Like, that's where we're going to make the most impact. That's where we're going to be able to, really light up this world. And that's where you're going to be able to have the energy to do those amazing things that you're here to do. Whether that is, be a creator, a coach, a healer, an inventor, a visionary, start that podcast, write that book, become the philanthropist, work on projects that you have ideas to help the world. You can't do any of that unless you're open to receiving overflowing abundance that will allow you to do it. So please do check out the Free Energy Upgrade Academy. That is where I give you a taste of the tools that I use with my one-on-one clients. You can also join us inside the Abundance Frequency membership, where we are really going deeper into the how-to with hundreds of hours of content, as well as live Q&As and other teachings that we do, where you can really learn to live in that frequency of abundance, be open to receive, and do your soul work here in the world. So I'm sending you so much love, and I really hope you take this to heart. It is time for you to receive more than you give, so that you can give more and then receive more, and we get to have this beautiful upward spiral party. Will you come party with me?